Alhamdulillah. First of all, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that of His sheer mercy, He has given us the tawfiq to gather in such a blessed gathering. Gathering of learning the knowledge of Deen, the knowledge of the Quran, listening to the glorious, blessed, divine words of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Comes in hadith, "Inna dunya mal'una, wa mal'unun ma fiha, illa dhikrullah, wa man wala, wa mu'allimun, aw muta'allimun." Rawahu Ibn Majah rahimahullah. That this world is cursed. And everything in this world is cursed. Except the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Except the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and those who adopt the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continuously. كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يذكر الله عز وجل في كل أحيانه. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم used to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every single moment of his life. And that is reflected in the masnoon du'as. How you can see at every single opportunities how beautifully Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam honors and praise, glorifies Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, expresses his humility, his sincerity, his devotion to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Except the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and those who remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمُعَلِّمٌ أَوْ مُتَعَلِّمٌ, or those who are teaching or learning. So this opportunity of teaching and learning, being in a circle, in an environment, is the most blessed thing in this planet. Most valuable, most precious, most privileged. And we all know so much virtues about being in gatherings together, sitting together as Muslim brothers, local brothers, even when brothers are from far and distant places. When they sit together for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is so much virtue, such a great blessing. So we should thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should be very, very privileged and honored that we are in such gatherings where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is remembered. We'll just quote a few hadith. I'm sure everybody are very aware of these hadith and about these virtues of sitting in the gatherings where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is remembered, where our beloved Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is remembered. Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, مَجْتَمَعَ قَوْمٌ فِي بَيْتٍ مِّن بُيُوتِ اللَّهِ يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ إِلَّا ذَكَرَهُمْ إِلَّا نَزَلَتْ عَلَيْهِمُ السَّكِينَةُ وَغَشِيَتْهُمُ الرَّحْمَةُ وَحَفَّتْهُمُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ وَذَكَرَهُمُ اللَّهُ فِي مَنْ عِنْدَهُ. That whenever a group of people, they sit in a house from the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Sakina descends upon them. Sakina is a very special mercy which brings peace and tranquility in your hearts. وَغَشِيَتْهُمُ الرَّحْمَةُ, and the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala descends upon them. وَحَفَّتْهُمُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ, and the angels come and surround it. وَذَكَرَهُمُ اللَّهُ فِي مَنْ عِنْدَهُ. And in other hadith, similar wordings, instead of يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ comes يَدْرُسُونَ الْقُرْآنِ, where they study the Quran. So seeking knowledge and teaching one another is one of the most blessed things in this world. Everything else of this world will perish, has no value in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, except the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, except remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, except those moments spent learning the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لو كانت الدنيا تعدل عند الله جناح بعوضة ما سقى الله منها كافرا شربة ماء. That if this whole world was even equivalent to the value of the wing of a mosquito in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then He would not have given one of those who disbelieve in Him, those who rebel against Him, those who deny Him, even a drop of water from this world. This world doesn't mean nothing. خَيْرُكُمْ مَنْ تَعَلَّمَ الْقُرْآنَ وَعَلَّمَهُ. The best of you are those who teach the Quran and learn the Quran. مَنْ يُرِدِ اللَّهُ بِهِ خَيْرًا يُفَقِّهُ فِي الدِّينِ وَإِنَّمَا أَنَا قَاسِمٌ وَاللَّهُ يُعْطِيهِ. Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that whoever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants best for, He gives them the knowledge, the understanding of deen. So just any knowledge where ilmun nafi' is being discussed, beneficial knowledge, history, Islamic history, about the seerah of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Arabic language, trying to akhlaq and adab, about spirituality, about tazkiyah, whatever any beneficial knowledge that a person is gaining with sincere intention, it is very, very blessed and very rewarding. Then where there's knowledge of the Quran and the Hadith, there's nothing that could be greater than that. So Alhamdulillah, I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first and foremost for giving me this opportunity to be part of this weekly gathering. And I thank all the brothers here who are honoring this opportunity, who are valuing this opportunity, and who are making this little gathering successful and a means of many other brothers and sisters for generations to come to benefit from such gatherings. So our participation is first of all most beneficial for ourselves. These are our weekly vitamins, weekly nourishment. We all need a balanced diet and everything. Just like we take time for our work, our education, our family, we need to quench our thirst. We need to seek knowledge. We need to purify our hearts. Just by performing our salah sincerely with khushu' and khudu', we are fulfilling our obligations, with which inshallah we hope that we'll be saved from the fire of Jahannam and we will enter paradise. But just the world, the fitna is so severe. The da'wah towards dunya, towards ma'siyah is so strong that if we don't supplement ourselves, we don't support ourselves with extra ibadah by staying in the company of pious brothers, Muslims, believers, then it will be very difficult to even be steadfast on the very fundamentals and the basics of praying 5 times salah a day. So this is a great opportunity for us to be together on a weekly basis. Remind one another, build our love and affection for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for the sake of learning the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There could be no other relationship more beloved and better in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than this relationship of worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala together, of seeking the knowledge of the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and spreading the knowledge of the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Another hadith I will just quote on this issue: لا يبعثن الله أقواما يوم القيامة في وجوههم النور على منابر من نور يغبطهم الناس ليسوا أنبياء ولا شهداء. That on the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will raise a group of people who will have so much nur on their faces, who will be sitting on pulpits made out of lights. They will not be anbiya, neither will they be shuhada. The people will be envying them, subhanallah, who are these blessed and special people? قالوا من هم. They will ask, who are these people, Ya Allah? And Allah will reply, هم المتحابون فيه. هم المتحابون فيه من قبائل شتى وبلاد شتى يجتمعون لذكر الله أو كما قال النبي محمد المصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم. That there are people from various different countries, tribes, backgrounds, families, places, with all sorts of different identities. They will gather together for my love, for the honor of me, for my love, the love of my messenger. And they will get together to remember Allah. So this is the virtue. So inshallah, this is our weekly dars where we will be learning about the hadith of the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his words, his miraculous words, his blessed words, which is a guidance for the whole of mankind. So where we will study together. I'm not here to lecture anybody. I'm not a muhaddith, and I do not feel I am worthy of this. Neither am I qualified, and this is not a academic hadith dars where one needs to be an expert in hadith and muhaddith, but rather we will just read the hadith and learn from one another. And just the same as anybody else reading the hadith, I am reading with the intention that I am learning. I'm learning, and whatever little knowledge I may have, I will take this great opportunity to share with everyone. So this is our weekly hadith where we will learn from one another, read the words of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which are full of wisdoms and guidance for every aspect of life. And we will go through the hadith of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam very briefly. We're not going to do it in a proper academic way. We started off from Kitab al-Riqaq, which means the book, the chapter of softening the hearts. So we've chosen for now Sahih al-Bukhari to cover this chapter. Right? Like I said, we are not studying Bukhari here. It's not an academic full dars of hadith, but rather we are going to cover various different chapters which are in the books of hadith, right from akhlaq, adab, about Jannah, about Jahannam, about signs of Qiyamah, about times of fitan, about justice, about dua, Quran, fadail, salah, zakah, or various different subjects. And we will choose different books of hadith where we will cover different topics. So for this month, we've chosen Kitab al-Riqaq, which is the chapter of all those ahadith compilations which softens a person's heart. And then in the following months, we can cover other chapters from other books as well, not specifically limited to Sahih al-Bukhari. Like Kitab al-Tib, Kitab al-Libas, about Ruqya, about Shifa, about Dua, and many other ta'bir, dreams. In the ahadith, you will find the details of everything. There is no knowledge that a person would need to get by in this world, or to run the affairs of this world, that you will not find in the ahadith. The Muslims, at the time of the golden days of Islam, the Sahaba, they excelled every nation before them and all nations to come in every aspect of life. When it comes to welfare system, there was no nation that could compare with how good their welfare system was. Their justice, their legal system. The legal system that we see today in the Western world, it's all adopted from this Islamic legal system. The system of jurisprudence, the economic system, how to distribute the wealth, how to gather the wealth, how to distribute it fairly, how to manage the economic system, the businesses, business affairs, the transaction, the market, everything that the Muslims had achieved, warfare, military, defense, foreign affairs, agriculture, everything, name it. How the Sahabas, they became so successful is because of the teaching of the Quran and Sunnah. They didn't have any other knowledge. No Sahabas went to the University of Damascus or Syria or Egypt or Persia or any other existing universities. They didn't go to any other philosophers or mathematicians or anything to learn anything. Only knowledge they had was the Quran and Sunnah. And this is what Umar radiallahu anhu says, كُنَّا أَذِلَّا فَأَعَزَّنَا اللَّهُ بِالْقُرْآنِ. That we were the most lowest people on this earth. Barbarians. Literally barbarians living in the desert, didn't have any educational system, any legal system, rule whatsoever. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had honored us with Islam, with the Quran and with the Sunnah. Thus, these very people who did not even know how to read and write. In the whole of Arabia, you only had a handful of people who knew how to read and write. Even our beloved Prophet ﷺ didn't know how to read and write. Coming from the most noble family, the leading family in the whole of Arabia. And then these people, in a very short time, soon as Iqra, Bismi Rabbika alladhi khalaq was revealed, straight away the passion, the zeal, the love for seeking knowledge was embedded in them. That even at old age, whatever age they may have been, they started memorizing the Quran. They started learning to read and write. And a revolution was caused. So these ahadith cover everything. So, and what is the concept of hadith? Hadith are the words of our beloved Prophet ﷺ. What's the difference between the hadith and the Quran? In principle, they're both the same. Both are revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَى عَلَّمَهُ شَدِيدُ الْقُوَى. That وَمَا يَنْطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam does not speak from his own will, from his own wish. وَمَا يَنْطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ. He does not utter anything with his own will, with his own wish, from his desires. إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَى عَلَّمَهُ شَدِيدُ الْقُوَى. It is nothing but revelation that has come to him, which is taught to him by the one with mighty strength, Jibreel alayhi salam. So the ahadith are the wahi, which knowledge of deeper understanding of the Quran, how to apply it, practice it, its details of everything. Quran was aqim as-salata li dhikri, but how to pray the salah. Atu zakah, give zakah, but how the details of administrating the zakat affairs, the system, distributing it, who is worthy of it, who's not worthy of it, and all these details for camels, how much zakat to give, for gold, all these details is not mentioned in the Quran. All the rest of the details have been revealed in the heart of the Prophet ﷺ as ilham, and various different ways these revelations would come, and the Prophet ﷺ would automatically know all the details and understanding and explanation of these verses, and then he would explain in the hadith. And the difference, another difference is in the sense that they're both wahi, it's the same. But the greatest difference in the Quran is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is the actual word that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself has uttered, however it is fitting him. This is why it's called Kalamullah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hears. But kama yaliqu bi sha'nihi, however it is befitting him. Not with eyes and ears and tongue like human beings. Nobody has slightest clue how it is. He hears kama yaliqu bi sha'nihi. He speaks kama yaliqu bi sha'nihi, however it is befitting him. We don't know, and we will never know, and we don't need to know. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mutakallim. He speaks. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala recited these verses, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, uttered these words, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke these words. And this is why this Quran is called Kalamullah. And this, every single letter is so precise and so divine. Every single letter is for a purpose. And subhanAllah, if you read the books on the I'jaz al-Quran, how miraculous the Quran is in every single way, in mathematically, scientifically, historically, it's mind-blowing how accurate and miraculous it is. So those who are historians, when they will study history, finding sources and facts and figures of the past, and with everything they find, they will find there's some kind of contradiction. But then when they look at the facts, the historical facts about the Quran, it's mind-blowing. No contradiction whatsoever. Things that only found out in recent times after digging deep down in the oceans. Quran gave indication to those historical things. Scientifically, linguistically, is magnificent. So Quran is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is the miracle of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It is one of the greatest signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on this planet. It is the quality of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's the sifat. Because it's the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And thus, the Quran will never ever change. And you cannot recite the Quran by changing its word. If you change its words in salah, your salah is invalid. If you recite the Quran or you try to convey a verse of the Quran by changing a slight word, you will be sinful of tahrif, of changing the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But hadith is not the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All this hadith, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ وَإِنَّمَا لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مَا نَوَىٰ نِعْمَتان. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not utter this. These were just revealed as a knowledge to our beloved Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So this is a difference. And Hadith al-Qudsi is again the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke these words, said it to Jibreel alayhi salam, and Jibreel alayhi salam said it to the beloved Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and the beloved Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam conveyed it to his companions. But the difference between Hadith al-Qudsi and the Quran is the Hadith al-Qudsi is not recited in Salah. And Quran is recited in Salah, and Hadith al-Qudsi is not, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not promised to preserve every single letter and word of a Hadith al-Qudsi. But the Quran, the Kalamullah, which is revealed to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam as the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised, has taken the responsibility to preserve these words. So this is the hadith of the beloved Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. By studying it, by reading it, we remind ourselves, we build a connection with our beloved Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We have a broad understanding of our purpose of life, of how to conduct ourselves with one another, how to live our lives in this world, and how to prepare for the hereafter. And also, it builds a strong bond with our beloved Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Because once we're there, we're only discussing about our beloved Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We're going to hear Qala Rasulullah, and then we will constantly send salutations upon our beloved Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So it's a great way of building a connection with our beloved Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And especially when you are learning the hadith with the sanad al-muttasil, with this continuous chain, with this unbroken chain. So right at the beginning when I said وَبِسَنَدِ الْمُتَّصِلِ مِنَّا إِلَى الْإِمَامِ الْحَافِظِ الْحُجَّةِ أَبِي عَبْدِ اللَّهِ, that the chain that we have got from our teacher, this unbroken chain, our teacher, from their teacher, etc., going all the way back to Shaykhul Islam, Shaykhul Hind, Mahmud al-Hasan, and going on to Balad, and go to Musnad al-Hind, Shawarila, Muhaddith al-Dahlawi, and then from there going into Hijaz, Abu Tahir al-Kindi, rahimahullah, and going back to Hafiz ibn Hajar, up to Imam al-Bukhari, rahimahullah. And then from Bukhari, these sanads are in Bukhari, or in Muslim, or in Abu Dawud, whichever hadith that you quote. So this is an unbroken chain. And this is how the authentic knowledge of the Quran and Sunnah is preserved. Throughout history, there have been so many different ideologies, so many different rulers influenced by different ideologies. deviant, etc., who've always tried to misguide the Ummah. At times they were the Mu'tazila who were most influential, at times they were Khawarij, at times the Rawafida, various different times there was various different influences. Different rulers are trying to promote, they would have their celebrity ulama who would be approved by the government. Whenever the kings would come with their honor and dignity in mass gatherings, these ulama would get up and give a speech, and they were very eloquent. They would be appointed as the khatib of the haram and of the big masajid of Damascus and stuff like that. So these were the prominent figures always. But Islam was truly preserved by these imams that we know. Many of them were tortured, many of them were imprisoned, many of them were outcasted, were exiled from their countries by these rulers. Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah, Sa'id ibn Musayyab, Sa'id ibn Jubair radiallahu anhu, Ibrahim al-Nakhai, Hassan, name it. They all were being harassed by various different leaders. Imam Bukhari rahimahullah was exiled from his country. Imam al-Nasai rahimahullah, he was made shaheed, beaten by people. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, tortured. He was locked in his house, was not allowed to come out, was not allowed to give lectures. And whereas today everybody knows the names of only Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal and those government puppet scholars who were promoting the ideas and interests of the kings. Nobody knows about them. So this is how the true understanding of the Quran and Sunnah is preserved. So if you want to know the true, authentic understanding of the Quran and the Sunnah and how it's to apply it in your life, in every aspect of life, then you need to learn from those who have learned from an unbroken chain. With the same etiquette, with the same guidelines which Imam al-Bukhari rahimahullah adopted. Today everybody quotes hadith of Imam Bukhari rahimahullah as Sahih, etc. Yet when it comes to seeking knowledge from others, they do not follow even 1% of the etiquettes and guidelines of Imam Bukhari rahimahullah in his seeking of knowledge and narrating of hadith. Imam Bukhari rahimahullah will only narrate the hadith from that person who was known to have dedicated a good part of his life under a sheikh, under a reliable sheikh, under an imam. Mulazama was a shart to him. And other muhaddithin, when they would give ijazah, they would only give ijazah if a person was, according to them, taqi, reliable, trustworthy, he has good, sufficient knowledge of deen in order to narrate hadith on behalf of him. And this has been the unbroken chain. Sahaba, they dedicated their entire life in the company of the Prophet ﷺ. They learned the Quran, they learned the hadith, and they've seen how the Prophet ﷺ would behave at different times, how he would implement the different rules and regulations, how he would have conduct with people. Same with the Tabi'in. They not only just learned the theory and the words of the hadith from the Sahaba, but they stayed in their company with dedication, with humbleness, with humility. Thus, everything like a child learns from his father. If children were just taught at schools in an orphanage, and they did not have interaction, dealings on a day-to-day basis, then they will not be able to become leaders and get by in life. They will not have the best upbringing. They need to have some role model who they trust, who they live with, who will discipline them, who will monitor them, observe them, and look after them. So these are the Sahabas who did. So because we have this unbroken chain, you can see this knowledge, this nur, which was in the heart of the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was all nur. He's full of nur, light, this divine light, guidance. And the Sahaba who stayed in his company, they benefited from this light, from this barakah of the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, illuminated their hearts. And this nur of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it carries on from heart to heart. So when we are studying the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he builds a bond with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam just by reading the hadith, just by listening to the name of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam every single time. Qala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And secondly, when we become part of this unbroken chain. So inshallah, I will just conclude by reading the first hadith which I recited at the beginning from Kitab al-Riqaq. So riqaq, as I explained, means riqa, softness, raqiq, something thin. So because these ahadith soften the hearts, this chapter is given the name as Kitab al-Riqaq, al-Hadith al-Raqiqa, the hadith which softens. So the first chapter he brought, وَأَنْ لَا عَيْشَ إِلَّا عَيْشُ الْآخِرَةِ, that there is no life, there is no peace, successful life other than the life of the hereafter. Life, the happiness and peaceful life is the life of the hereafter. That's where you enjoy. This world is not a place of enjoyment. Allah did not make this world as an enjoyment. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made this world as a test. So we should acknowledge this. We should never ever look at those who've been given wealth and luxuries and they're doing whatever they like, or they think they're doing whatever they like. Everybody dies. Those who are doing injustice and oppression, they die with humiliation. So the life of happiness and peace is in the hereafter. So حدثنا المكي بن إبراهيم. The first hadith he brings from his teacher Al-Makki ibn Ibrahim rahimahullah. Hafidh ibn Hajar al-Asqalani rahimahullah explains, says the Makki ibn Ibrahim is from the most senior teachers of Imam al-Bukhari. And Makki ibn Ibrahim is one of the renowned, not the most renowned, but amongst the most renowned students of Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah. So Makki ibn Ibrahim is Imam Bukhari's most senior asatida. He had hundreds of teachers. And Makki ibn Ibrahim is amongst his most senior. Like when you go to madrasa, you'll have the Shaykh al-Hadith, the senior ones, the elderly ones, and then you have the younger ones who are their students, etc. So Makki ibn Ibrahim was amongst his most senior teachers. And he was a direct student of Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah. And then you have those people who say Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah was not a muhaddith. He was not an expert of hadith. He did not narrate hadith. Or else you would have students like Makki ibn Ibrahim, who himself was not his most renowned student. I mean, wasn't the most renowned student. His most renowned students were the likes of Abu Yusuf, Az-Zufar, Muhammad ibn Hasan al-Shaybani, who were the teachers of other two imams. Imam Abu Yusuf was the teacher of Imam Ash-Shafi'i rahimahullah. Imam Abu Yusuf was the teacher of Ahmad ibn Hanbal rahimahullah. Imam Muhammad ibn Hasan was the most devoted and renowned student of Abu Hanifa, was the teacher of Imam Ash-Shafi'i rahimahullah. So you can see how great his students such as Imam Abu Yusuf and Muhammad ibn Zufar are. And then you have the likes of Makki ibn Ibrahim. So he narrates from Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, نِعْمَتَانْ مَغْبُونٌ فِيهِمَا كَثِيرٌ مِنَ النَّاسِ الصِّحَّةُ وَالْفَرَاغُ. That there are two blessings in which a lot of people are in great loss, are in deception. Ni'matan, two blessings. Maghbunun fihima kathirun min nas. Maghbun, a person who loses out in a transaction, who's in loss of profit, who either because of his foolish mistake or because of being deceived in a business. This person is the maghbun. So Prophet ﷺ said, a lot of people, there are two blessings in which a lot of people are maghbun. They are deceived, they are in great loss. As-sihhatu wal-faragh. It's good health and free time. So here the Prophet ﷺ is describing as-sihha, your health and your free time, as one of the greatest assets of life. Like in a business, a person has money, that's his asset. A person has a house, that's his asset. Then when he sells this house to buy another bigger house, for example, if he sells it wisely and does business wisely, he will make profit. And if he makes silly mistakes, foolishness, business deceit, he can go totally bankrupt by this transaction, by ruining this asset that he has. So your siha, your health, and your free time is your greatest asset. And most of the people are in loss, losing out in this asset of theirs. Their life is being wasted. The health that you have, alhamdulillah. You know how lucky we are. All our lives, 30, 35 years of our life, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has helped us pass by without any major illnesses. SubhanAllah. People are born into whole life either with one leg, without an arm, without eyesight, all sorts of illnesses, diseases, and people are afflicted with cancer and all sorts of illnesses for many years of their life. SubhanAllah. Look how we take for advantage. Millionaires from wealthy families have all sorts of illnesses, deficiencies, disabilities. The entire life, and subhanAllah, here we are, 30 years of our life, 50 years of our life, no major illness, no cancer, no tumor, no, arms and legs, and everything is working fine. And what are we doing for Akhirah? What are we doing for mankind? Those who have understanding of the Akhirah will see what are we doing for the Akhirah. This is the wisest thing to do, the best thing to do. Even those who don't have understanding of the Akhirah, but they are wise people, they are intelligent people, they are noble people, moral people, with ethical people, even they will tell you, unless you do something for others, for the poor, for the future, for your next generation, then you're not doing any good in life. You are a selfish person. You are a selfish person and you are not doing, you're a greedy, selfish person, they will tell you. Any person who has some decency will know that in order to be successful, even if they don't believe in Akhirah, just noble people with good ethical basis will tell you, unless you utilize your time, your wealth, your health, your money for good causes, for helping the poor, for helping your community, uniting the community, all this kind of thing to make life for others better, then you are not utilizing your life very well. Because you just die tomorrow. All this wealth and all this health, everything is just going down the drain. But as for Muslims, we believe that the greatest way of making use of our life, our health, our free time is by preparing for the Akhirah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us this help. We need to do something about it. We need to make some effort. We need to utilize it for the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This free time that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. Those who you see, they don't have any time. They've got millions of pounds. They can employ people to do everything for them. Yet they don't have any time. Some people, if they are great academics, you'll see in terms when it comes to politics, when it comes to in social affairs, they have no share in these things. Some people are millionaires, but they don't have a wife. They don't have children. They don't have any relationship with brothers and sisters. They don't have time. Why is that? Because they don't have time. Allah's taken the barakah away. Whereas the likes of Imam Bukhari rahimahullah, Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah, they were millionaires. Imam Abu Hanifa said he's never ever bought a single thing or sold a single thing, even the price of the dirham. How did he live his life? How did he eat and sleep and buy? And he used to hire people to do things with. And the rest of his life dedicated just hadith, and he was created for this purpose. Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah as well, millionaire. He had a silk factory. He was one of the, he was like the Apple and the iPad of today. One of the most expensive and profitable industries. And yet, he used to spend so much of his students in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. and it just night and day dedicated in the worship and the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah gave them free time. They had business, they had family, they had children. Anas radiallahu anhu, over 100 children that died just in the plague in Medina. Over 100 children. And taking responsibilities in the political affairs. Allah gave them barakah. So we have this time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us this time. We can do whatever we want. But if we don't take our time for the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make us so busy that we don't even have time for ourselves. Constantly stressed out, and you will see everything's going to be all over the place. You might just have money, you might be successful in your career, you might be a boxer, you might be a singer, whatever you want to be, you'll be that, but the life is all over the place. And you see people, why are millionaires coming to Islam? Why are celebrities coming to Islam? Actors, boxers, players, and stuff like that, because they see life is meaningless. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes away his barakah. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us a tawfiq to act on what we said, and inshallah we try to make this weekly gathering a success. And first and foremost, we do it for our own benefit. Like I said at the beginning, I'm only doing it because it's a great opportunity for me to rectify myself, me to read a bit of hadith. If I didn't have this opportunity, I'd probably be busy doing other things, some administration work, and etc., etc. But this time with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and this is your time with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I'll just conclude. Abdullah Mubarak rahimahullah. Everyone knows Abdullah Mubarak. One of the greatest personalities in the Islamic history. One of the greatest muhaddith, undoubtedly, unarguably, the greatest muhaddith in the Islamic history. One that no one has ever criticized, or no one has ever questioned his authority in the hadith. Even on Bukhari, people had criticized him. People had opposed him to such an extent that they exiled him. But Abdul Mubarak is one personality that no one has questioned him. He had all the honor in political affairs, the rulers, everybody loved him, honored him, the public. Allah had given him all the blessings of both worlds. He was an extremely wealthy person. He used to spend so much money in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He used to be in the front line defending the borders of the Muslim territory, and in the ilm al-hadith there was no greater muhaddith than him. And he was one of the renowned students of Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah. And then those people who say Imam Abu Hanifa again is the muhaddith, subhanallah. Here Abdul Mubarak, one of the greatest muhaddith. So when he used to travel the world for hadith, people used to say to him, Abdul Mubarak, why don't you spend time with us? We go out and eat together. People go to study abroad. They go for the intention of studying. Very rarely anybody actually studies. They just go there and looking for other opportunities and enjoying the culture and the food, and very less people actually go and study. Just like when you go out for seeking knowledge, it doesn't come just because you went to madrasa, just because you went to Syria or Medina, etc. It all comes with sacrifice. And thus we see, scholars from Spain, being the greatest scholars of the Islamic history, scholars from India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and other parts of the world, had become the greatest scholars of their time. In the small villages, with this sacrifice. As I said at the beginning, Allah is the one that gives the knowledge, and Allah gives it to those who make sacrifice. So Abdul Mubarak rahimahullah, people say, why don't you come and spend time with us? He said, why should I spend time with you when I am spending time with the Salaf al-Salihin, with the Sahaba, with the Anbiya? And he said, how do you do that? He said, I sit at home and I read the books and the lives of the Sahaba, of the Tabi'een, and the people before me, and the Anbiya, and I feel their company. So this is our opportunity to get this company of this Salaf al-Salihin, the Sahaba, and build a connection with them. So inshallah, we make intention, we will be punctual, we've come today, and we make intention that we will be punctual. When you have the intention of being punctual, this is the most beloved thing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you want to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if we want to be successful, then we need to make intention that we will be punctual, and inshallah will benefit us first and foremost, and secondly, our presence will be a means of many others also coming in. So alhamdulillah, every single one of us plays a big role in establishing. We're not only benefiting ourselves, we are reviving the system of seeking knowledge from one another, like it was in the time of the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Masjid Nabawi again. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to act upon it. Alhamdulillah. Anybody got any questions or anything? Inshallah. I think it's been long enough today, so we'll keep the questions for next week. So think about some questions, and so if you it will be more interactive and more enjoyable, etc. Inshallah.